everyone. Thank you for everyone coming out today. My name is Scott Sinclair. I'm the MLA for Lesser Slave Lake. I'm honored to be the MC for today's announcement. Before we start, I want to acknowledge that Edmonton is on Treaty 6 territory, traditional home to the Alexander First Nation, the Alexis Nakota Sioux First Nation, Enoch Cree Nation, Whitefish Lake First Nation, and Paul First Nation. This area also has a deep importance to the people of the Métis Nation of Alberta and all of the Métis people. I'd also like to acknowledge our special guests and speakers here today. Minister of Tourism and Sport, Joseph Schow. Jana Tuminik, CEO of Sports Central. Brody Norton, Manager of Operations and Outreach for the Calgary Flames Sports Bank. And my personal favorite out of today, sorry to pick one, is Gene Principe, our favorite part of every Oilers game and a member of the board here at Sports Central. To kick off today's announcement, I'll invite the Minister of Tourism here on stage, but just quickly before I do that, I just wanted to mention I'm always honored. Minister Schow has a sports background, and he knows I do as well, but these types of places have a special importance to me. When I was 13, 14 years old, hockey had started to get very expensive, and I was actually a beneficiary of both Sports Central and Crystal Kids personally. And between that moment in my life and a buddy of mine giving me a part-time job and letting me charge sports equipment, I was able to continue to play hockey in my hometown. And I always tell people when I made junior A and moved away to play hockey in Saskatchewan, it didn't just I didn't just make a team; it saved my life probably. So all these mean a lot to me, and I'm super happy to be here and support programs like this. They're so important to so many kids in our great province. So with all that aside, I'd like to invite Alberta's Minister of Tourism and Sport, Joseph Schow, to the podium.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Scott, and thank you for sharing that story. I didn't know that. And I'm so grateful to hear that you are a product of Sports Central and the help of a community. It just means so much to me as well. And I'm grateful to be here with you today. You know, one of the saddest things in life is wasted potential, knowing that things could have been different had they turned out just a little bit differently. The only thing worse than that is not even getting the chance to try. Today, this is happening with youth across Canada who are facing, with their families, as they're facing financial challenges and being forced to make the impossible decision between paying bills, buying groceries, and getting their kids active in recreation and sports. Participating in sports builds confidence, resilience, and teamwork. Sports provides a community, a sense of belonging, and building healthy habits well into adulthood. I still remember when I was given the opportunity to play. My older brother handed me a basketball, and I was hooked. I probably drove my parents nuts dribbling the ball in the house, but they preferred it over me not being active because they knew the benefits, and most importantly, they knew how much I loved it. And I wouldn't be the person I am today, standing before you, without being involved in sports growing up. That's why Alberta's government is breaking down the financial barriers that prevent kids from engaging in sport and recreation programs, including helping Alberta families access sport equipment needed to participate. Unfortunately, sport equipment can make participation in sports unaffordable for so many families, which means throughout Alberta, too many kids are left watching from the sidelines. We want to change the reality for families across the province. So it's my pleasure to announce that through the Every Kid Can Play program, Alberta's government is providing a total of $400,000 to Sports Central and the Calgary Flames Sport Bank. These two nonprofit organizations that collect, refurbish, and distribute gently used donated sports equipment to children across the province in need are doing amazing work. In fact, the Calgary Flames Sports Bank distributed almost 17,000 pieces of equipment in 2023 alone. And last year, Sports Central provided sporting equipment to more than 10,500 kids in need. By investing in these nonprofits, we're ensuring more kids can participate in sports they love, regardless of their financial circumstances. Sport is for everyone, and Alberta's government is working hard to ensure that no child is forced to watch from the sidelines. I'm proud to support organizations that share our vision of keeping sport accessible and affordable for all. And together, we will continue to make Alberta the place to live, to visit, and to play. And now I want to turn the time over to Jana Tominik, CEO of Sports Central.
Thank you. Every kid can play. How fitting of a name. This funding from the government of Alberta will have a lasting impact on Albertans, specifically to kids and families facing financial hardship. For 33 years, Sports Central has been collecting used sports equipment, repairing and refurbishing it, and redistributing it to kids aged 4 to 17 so they can play. We offer equipment in 20 different sports. Our mission is to empower kids one piece of sports equipment at a time. As the minister mentioned, last year we served 10,534 kids. This funding is going to allow us to serve more kids. We all understand the physical benefits of being active, but more importantly are the social and mental benefits. These are some of the words that we hear from our clients who have received equipment: joy, happiness, hope, inclusion, community, belonging, and somebody cared about us. The impact on the kids is significant, as well as on the family unit. The parents feel a sense of relief and can watch their child experience everything that a kid should, like kicking a soccer ball in the park, playing on a team, or riding a bike. Just want to read a couple notes from our clients' parents. No matter how many times I read these, they get to me. The first one is, I just want to say thank you so much for the equipment for Liam. This is truly a dream come true for him. He has been wanting to play goal since he could skate, and now he can. And the second one, today I'm sitting here in happy tears because my son is so happy. It's been a while since I've seen him smile so big. Sports Central is so very grateful to the government of Alberta. Together as partners in a community, we are doing everything possible to make sure every kid can play. Thank you, and over to my counterpart in the south, Brody.
Good morning. My name is Brody Norton, and on behalf of the Calgary Flames Sports Bank and the thousands of children that we assist, I would like to send a heartfelt thanks to Minister Schow, the Ministry of Tourism and Sport, and the Government of Alberta. This investment announced today is game-changing for the work we do for marginalized children throughout the communities we serve in Southern Alberta. 2 years ago, we received a call from an individual who was hosting a Ukrainian family who had just arrived in Calgary after fleeing the war. This newcomer family had 2 teenage sons who played the highest level of hockey in Ukraine. Upon fleeing their country, they left behind everything, including their hockey equipment. Fortunately, we were able to equip them in all the gear these boys needed shortly after arriving in Canada, and they went on to make their respective AAA hockey teams in Calgary. Along with playing high-level hockey again, they and their family have found a new community and sense of belonging. Their settlement journey has been long and arduous, but sport has helped them along and given them a place to feel confident and have fun, despite the difficulties of adjusting to life in a new country. Each day at the Calgary Flames Sports Bank is filled with kids from diverse backgrounds, just like these boys, coming to us to receive free sports equipment so they can play the games they love. Whether a child is registered in a sport and belongs to a team, or they simply just want to play basketball at their local school grounds, we are helping thousands of children get off the bench and into the game. Our program has never faced larger demand than the past few years. With this increased need comes a call for community investment to help us ensure that as many kids as possible are given the chance to play. This generous investment today by the Government of Alberta will directly benefit the thousands of very deserving youth across Southern Alberta who cannot wait to get into the game. This investment will allow us to further our outreach work by strengthening already existing relationships with sports clubs, social agencies, communities, and families. It will also allow us to build new relationships with additional stakeholders who know how to connect us with the kids who need the help the most. It will also help us grow our reach and visibility, allowing us to better accomplish our mission of getting kids in gear. And most importantly, this investment will help thousands of additional children gain access to the sports they love, along with all the incredible benefits that sport can bring. Once again, thank you to Minister Schow and the Government of Alberta for your support of our programs, but especially for the support of thousands of kids across this great province. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brody. Some very heartfelt words by both of the speakers. And just to follow up on that, I also wanted to say a big thank you to Minister Schow. These programs are invaluable to all the small kids. Provides sports is such an amazing tool where it provides a positive and hopeful path for kids and gets them out and not in front of screens, which I think is also important this day and age. But I also wanted to congratulate both. I think it's amazing to see both cities working together, because I think that's wildly important to make sure for all the right reasons. Lastly, I just wanted to thank the organizations and nonprofits like Sports Central and the Calgary Flames Sports Bank. Minister Schow and the government is providing some money, but you guys are truly heroes. All the volunteers that are actually doing the work here, you guys will change more lives than we ever will. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I'll pass it over to Amber Edgerton, Press Secretary for the Minister of Tourism and Sport, to conduct the question and answer portion of this event. Thank you, everybody.
So that brings us to the end of the formal portion of today's announcement. We'll now move to the media question and answer portion. We have time for one question and one follow-up each, and I'd ask media to identify yourself and your outlet before asking your questions. So I'll start with media in the room. If any media in the room would like to ask a question, if you could please come to this mic. Seeing none, we'll move to media online.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Mr. Scott. If you could, first of all, thank you. This is incredible for us and for Calgary. What is kind of the process, because there's so many great causes of not so much coming to this total, but coming to the decision that you want to do something and you just figure out how you're going to do it to help out?
Well, that's a great question, Gene. Thank you very much. And thank you for all you do in this effort as well. You are certainly an inspiration to the community. We partner with organizations that help us to advance the opportunities of recreation for youth and people across the province. There are many people who are struggling with financial hardships at the moment and having to make the difficult decisions between paying bills and getting their kids to be active. And I'm a firm believer that active kids become active teens, become active adults. And so whenever there's an opportunity to partner with an organization like Sports Central or the Flames Foundation, we really jump at that because we know the great work they do. They've been established in the community for quite some time. They have the respect of the community, and they just do tremendous work. And so, really it's an opportunity to kind of on a case-by-case basis to answer your question, Gene.
Any last opportunity for questions on the line? Seeing no further questions, that brings us to the end of today's event. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any additional questions or follow-ups, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is at the bottom of our news release. Thank you so much. Yay.